My next guest tonight is in his third season on the Judge Mills Lane Show, and he has also refereed more fights than anyone in boxing history. Please welcome Judge Mills Lane. Now, Mills, may I call you Mills? Or,
please,
or
please.
Judge Lane, Mills?
Mills.
Millie?
Not Millie.
Millie? Little Aunt Millie? You're so close to beating the crap out of me, aren't you? I'll calm down. Before we begin, you're famous for your fight instructions, so let's have those before we begin the interview.
All right, you got to have the instructions. You stand up. You be one of the fighters.
Okay.
All right, we have them in the center of the ring. After just a minute. Settle down.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Too bad. All right, we had the instructions in the dressing room. Any questions here?
No.
Here. Let's get it on.
All right.
All right, and I've got something for you. Well, let's get it on boxing glove. I've got my ugly picture on there, so that's for you. I'm Conan O'Brien.
Wow, that's great. I'll cherish this. Now, do you give these out to everywhere you go? You hand these out?
Only jackasses like you.
That did it! Yeah. Every time you're on the show, there's an animosity and anger. I could take you, pal. But not now.
It'll be a frosty Friday when you could take me.
You know, last time you were on the show, you told me that you had, and you let me do this, I couldn't believe it, you have no cartilage, because you were a fighter for a while, you have no cartilage in your nose.
My nose is gone.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's gone.
So you can just go, man, it just goes right in. It's just amazing. I love doing that. Thank you.
I know you do, but that's okay. That's okay, because that's one thing, it doesn't hurt. My nose doesn't hurt at all.
It goes all the way in. Look at that.
It does, I know. It's just...
You got to do this, Al. Try it. It's really good. Try. It's really fun. I've always wanted a children's show, and now I have one.
You know, the last time I was here, I gave him the finger.
He did. He gave me the finger.
He made me promise not to do it again.
Come on, for old time's sake. We'll build up to it. You creep. Now, I got to say something. You're in amazing shape. I admire you. How old are you?
63.
63 years old.
Yes, sir.
And everyone always applauds when you do that. No one applauded this time. What's wrong with these people? That was the cue for everyone to go, do you work out? What's your regimen?
I try to run hard 4 days a week, and I think it's important. You show me somebody, if you're big bone, that's one thing. But you show me somebody that's fat and sloppy, that's just somebody who's lazy. It's just, to me, it's that simple.
Wait a minute, you're not supposed to applaud that. Cut to a couple of fat people, yeah! I'm lazy! So you don't have a lot of sympathy, is what you're saying.
I'm saying that if you want to be that way, that's up to you. But don't complain about it. Get out if you're sorry, but get out and do some road work, do a few sit-ups, push away from the table, and things like that. You can get it done. Or you can sit on your butt, blame somebody else, and say, I'm fat and I can't help it. That's crap.
Right. Well, you do tell it like it is.
Damn straight.
You work out constantly. You're in great shape.
You bet.
Do you ever go naked under the robe? Ever?
I've never done that, but you know, when I was a fighter, I lived in fear of one thing and one thing only. When taking on my robe, not having any trunks on. I was sort of happened to a guy one time.
You said what? I didn't hear that. It was complete...
I was in living fear of taking off my robe and not having any trunks on.
How would that happen?
I saw it happen to a guy one time. He got taped, put his cup on, put his robe on, and just forgot. So I used to check 4 or 5 times.
Would you allow, as a referee, would you allow a fight to continue if a guy forgot his trunks and was boxing nude?
No, he took the robe off. I said, put the damn thing back on. Go get your trunks, brother.
Why? If someone, I mean, but if it's a legitimate question, if someone wanted to fight nude, is there a rule against it?
There wouldn't be in the fight I refereed. I'm a lot of things. That ain't one of them.
Why? Because you'd have an extra weapon? I mean, what's the technical reason for not letting someone, if someone wants to be nude and things are kind of moving around, let them, I say let them do what they want to do, and maybe you get more people tuning into those fights.
You would have more people tuning in. That would be true.
Okay. You gave me the finger, sort of, but not quite. Later. You met your wife.
Yes.
you know, you have this hard exterior, but you met your wife, I'm told, in a very romantic way.
My wife is a lovely lady, and I know she's watching this show, so I'm going to tone it down some. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is an absolute true story. I'd been divorced for about 5 years. I'd learned
Al, no!
Okay.
No, Al. See, we're completely off our rhythm here tonight.
Sorry.
And I learned how to wash my clothes again and cook a little bit. And so we were at this bar one Friday night. Where
Who's we?
Well, a bunch of guys and gals who went down after work on Friday. I was a young prosecutor in those days, about 70, I think it was 74, 70. No,
Did you say young prostitute in those days?
Prosecutor.
I swear to God, I thought he said, well, I was a young prostitute in those days. And I'm like, I've got to follow up on this.
Prosecutor.
Prosecutor, okay.
So we're there, and I'm 5'7". I'm the short guy, and my wife is about 5'10", and great lady, and lovely girl. They have 2 beautiful sons together. Anyway, so they introduced me to Kay. I'm sitting there and drinking, minding my own business. I had a couple of wines, but I was under .08.
What do you keep a meter with you?
Anyway, so the subject matter got around to dating folks. So she looked over at me and says, well, that guy would be too short for me. So I looked over at her, and my response was that pithy Anglo-Saxon verb meaning intercourse, followed by the second personal pronoun. You. And she laughed and said, boy, you're a piece of work. And then we started going together, and we got married.
Well, that's a very romantic story. The 3rd season of No! Oh, I wish I worked out now. All right. The 3rd season of Judge Mills Lane begins Monday, so check your local listing. Always a pleasure to have you on the show,
Thank
Judge.
you, Conan.
Judge Mills Lane, thank you. We'll be right back. Jan Wenner, stick around.